Good morning, traders. Today is Tuesday, July 5th. My name is Charles, and this is the Pirate Traders live stream. All right, well, let's start off today by talking about Friday. You can see Friday's range right here. I've got it expanded out right now so we can kind of see how the market traded throughout the day. We can see we tried to go higher in the morning, came back down, spent most of the day rotating right around this massive node of volume that we have on the cumulative here over to the left at about 3777. And just make note of that because I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit. But we spent a bunch of time grinding around there. And then at the end of the day, we tried to take the market higher. We started trending higher and we got a spike at the end of the day. That spike is an indication of new momentum in the market. Prior to that, the market had been trending lower, making lower highs and lower lows each day on the daily, as well as continuing to pull value, which is the blue shaded inbox, overlapping to lower. That is a sign of momentum to the downside. So when we got that spike up on Friday, it was a signal, the market telling us that maybe that momentum is done. That maybe we're done going down and we're ready to start going up or sideways from here. Now, the value was still overlapping to lower, so that is a signal that the momentum is still to the downside, but it was a little bit bullish that we got that spike up. Unfortunately, we are now going to open today below that spike. Okay, so the spike started right here. We're opening below that spike, so that is a sign that we don't have the momentum to continue that move higher this morning. If we'd opened inside the spike or above the spike, we might be looking for the market to trade higher, but that is not what I'm looking for this morning, as we are not opening inside that spike. Okay, so that is a signal that the momentum we had at the end of the day on Friday is gone. It's out of the market. And it makes sense, right? We left 4 week references behind on Friday. The first 3 will be repaired automatically when we open below them. So this pullback gave the market the chance to repair some weakness. We still have 1 more week reference at 3764. That is, of course, in need of repair, and that is in play here today. So overall, what do I think is happening with the market? Well, I think we need some more balance, okay? I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here, and I'm just going to show you. We had this massive downtrend in the market. We pulled into this area, and we spent 3 days balancing. We created this big node of cumulative volume during that time. Market tried to go lower, and what happened? It got pulled right back to that large cumulative node, and then spent another 3 days balancing around that node. It tried to go higher, failed to do so, and what did it do? Pulled right back down to that node, and then we spent 2 days last week balancing in that node once again. So to me, it would make perfectly logical sense that we spend another day today balancing around that node once again. So what that makes me think is we may be in a balancing area. So I don't have an exact level for what is the high or low of the balancing area. I think Friday's high is a pretty good balance area high, and Thursday's low is a pretty good balance area low. So what that means is if the market opens today and it trades lower, oh boy, well, we are open. So we're opening inside of Friday's range. We're expecting chop this morning. The market's a grind up and down. We obviously have a target for repair at 3764.50. So if the market comes down here and repairs this week reference, that may be enough to bring in the support for it to turn around and start heading higher. What I was about to say, though, is if the market doesn't find support there, if we trade down, we repair this week reference at 3764.50, and we do not find support, normally I would get very bearish when we broke the previous day's low, which is Friday's low. But today I won't, because I think we may be creating a balance area here. I would actually be looking for buyers to step in around yesterday's low. So I won't really get bearish unless we break Thursday's low down at 3741. Then I would be looking for further downside continuation. But actually, if we break yesterday's low, I'll be looking for buyers to step in and try to take the market higher. Okay, of course, if we get support in there, that is bullish, and we'll look for the market to head up looking for resistance right around this node where we opened once again. Okay. Anywhere inside of the balance area, so anywhere inside of this range, it can be very tricky guessing reversals, but we know that it is most common once you find support at one end of balance, it is most common to head all the way up to the opposite end. So if we push back up through this node, I'll start to get bullish for some continuation to the upside. Okay. First week reference is repaired. Let's see if we bring in some buyers. We got 127 people hanging out. Welcome, welcome. Please smash that like button. Only 35 of you have given me the thumbs up. Come on, make a Pirate's Day. Give them the thumbs up. What do you say? Speaking of making a Pirate's Day, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you. A bunch of you reached out to me this weekend and sent me emails about the e-course and how helpful you found it. And I just want you guys to know that really means a lot to me. 5 minutes of effort on your part to send me a thank you just lights up my whole day. So I just wanted to the people that emailed me this weekend, I just wanted to say thank you so much. You guys really made my 4th of July. In case we got bad taper at the low, increasing the odds. We need another push lower. Looking for some more two-sided trade. Overnight inventory was obviously net short, so we do need a counter auction to the upside. All right, and the chop begins. Still bad taper on the low. All right, well, it's bearish to see no counter auction whatsoever to the upside. We got good taper on the low now, so the buyers should be able to start chopping it here. Head back up to test that open price. If they can't, that would be a little bearish to see. Charles, what on earth do you mean by a counter auction? Well, most of the overnight inventory is net short. literally almost all of it, right? They opened up here. By the way, we consider yesterday's trade overnight. So they traded all the way from there to there. Most of that inventory is short. We think at some point those sellers got to take profits, letting the market come back up. If they don't, if we continue to move lower, that is bearish. That those sellers are holding their trades and new sellers are piling on. It's important to note what I mentioned earlier. If I'm correct in my thesis that we're creating a new balance area, there will be stronger hand buyers waiting to do business down here. So if you're getting short, don't fall in love with that trade. Pop over and take a look at the Q. See what the Q's doing. So once again, same thing. Q looks like it's in a balance area. It's got this huge area of volume over here where it's just been rotating around in there. We did break Friday's low. That's a little bit bearish to see, but same as the ES. I won't get super bearish on the Q unless we get below Thursday's low at 11,355. As I suspect there are buyers waiting, looking to rotate us back up to the opposite end of balance. Strong hands buyers. Just lurking. Waiting to pounce. Okay, a period low is now weak because it is the same as yesterday's low, so it's in need of repair. Looking for a little more continuation to the downside. Okay, so getting below Friday's low is a little bit bearish. $82 likes. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Okay, so now we're getting that counter auction. We're finally getting some profit taking from the shorts. Got good taper on the low. Looking to test this node around 37.60 for resistance. Do new sellers start to pile on there? Do those ticks get slapped right back down? Support. All right, let's test this resistance. Do we have new sellers? All right, so we do have new sellers. That's a little bit bearish. Testing this resistance again. So if we break through this node that we're in right now to the upside, we're in a chop zone where the market will just grind up and down until we get back through that opening price. There it is. Chop zone. Chop time. Chop suey. Where's my chop button? There it is. Okay. All right, so potential resistance here at the halfback. Looking for the market to just keep grinding up and down. Next resistance at the overnight low and then the opening price, that little node right around it. If we start to push our way through the opening price and we have ticks confirming, I will get bullish up there as a potential balance area play, right? You test the lower end of balance. You don't break lower. You tend to head up towards the upper end. So chop until we get through the opening price and then potentially bullish above. It's worth noting that value is overlapping to lower again, which is bearish. They do not want to make it easy this morning. This is going to be one of those days you're better off sitting back and waiting for the market to make a decision rather than trying to gamble here. Testing resistance at half back once again. Alexandra bought Nasdaq 100 at 11,500. Any chance we get back there today? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're all good. I mean, I don't know how much risk you're willing to accept in a trade. You know what I mean? But as long as we stay above Thursday's low, the odds are that we're creating a balance area in here. And essentially what that means is if the market tries to go lower and it can't, it needs to head all the way back up to test this resistance up here again. So you should be fine if you're willing to accept the risk. But of course, we don't know yet, right? We're still in chop zone. Market's trying to make a decision. Value is overlapping to lower once again on the Q as well. Chop zone, chopping it up. Taking your money. Market don't know where it wants to go. Espacio, any chance we take out 3670? 3670. Probably not today. Obviously, if we get below Thursday's low, find resistance there, we'd be looking to head down and fill the gap to 3712.50. But there'd be support there. I don't know if we'd make it all the way down there in one day. All right, well, we got new sellers piling on here. It's a little bit bearish to see. Like I said, I'm not going to be looking for a short unless we get below 37.41, just because I think this is a balance area and there are buyers lurking, just waiting in here. to pump this market. But it is bearish that the chop is breaking to the downside. Values overlapping to lower. We got almost no counter auction whatsoever to the upside, and it immediately got slapped down. So we are building up a lot of bearish signals here. Last chance for the buyers to save the day. Between here and 41. All right, testing Friday's low for resistance now. And the chop continues. Whew. Man, sellers. All right, so now we got the initial balance to the downside, the B period pushing its way below the A period. That is a little bit bearish. Just stacking bearish signals, one after another. The only argument I have against it is my theory that we've got a balance area low. And you all will be high-fiving me tomorrow when you're like, how the heck did he know? All these bearish signals, he knew not to get short. All right, so we're pushing up into resistance, and we have bad taper at the low, increasing the odds. We need another push lower. Let's bring in some more buyers down there, get some better taper. Screwball NQ looks opposite to ES. No, they both look like they're just stuck in a chop zone to me. NQ's like a little more bullish. But we got that bad taper at that low on the ES. One might say to oneself, surely there's more than 170 people that want to do business down here. See, there they are. Another 300 contracts, just like that. Buyers waiting. Mark, thank you for saying so, brother. Appreciate it. I do my best. Man, buyers getting slapped again. Daniel, are you sure about the bounce? Looking at the internals, it looks like it might break Thursday's low. No, I'm not sure. It's a guess. Right? That's the point of trading. I don't have to know what the market's going to do. I just know I don't want to be short until it breaks that low. Because the odds, in my mind, are higher that there's buyers waiting and we're just going to head right back up. So, to me, this is not a place to go short at all. But I don't have to know for sure. If it does break, then I can just get into the short on resistance. Join the party on the rest of the way down. I will say, though, if this is going to be a bounce area low, this is what it'll feel like. They'll convince as many sellers as they possibly can to get bearish, and then out of nowhere, heads right back up. What was Thursday's low? 37.4150. It's this little gray line you see right here. All right, here we go. Buyers starting to squeeze the sellers. Can they keep those ticks above the zero line? Moment of truth. Can the buyers stay above the zero line? That is a sign that there are more buyers stepping in now than sellers. Da-doom. Da-doom. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Buyers. All right, so if they break through the halfback, they're heading up to test 3770 area, looking for resistance there. Scoopball says the NQ is bullish. Oh, boy. If you're looking at a balance area, the highest probability is continuation up to, I would actually say probably this is more like the high of the balance area. Right here. So yeah, I would describe that as bullish. Jeez Louise. Look for support around the opening price. Yeah, potential support around 11,475 and then 11,450 for continuation higher. ES is still chopping, still in the chop zone. Got to get above that opening price to start to get bullish. Jeremy, what platform am I using? Well, the software that you see up here on the left, it's called Window Trader. There's a link in the description. But you can use any market profile software. Lots of different brokers have it now. And, of course, it's Thinkorswim that I'm looking at the internals on. Jerry, I have Ninja. Yeah, if you have Ninja Trader, if you have the lifetime license, there's some options for market profile in there. Screwball? Not an easy read. That's the name of the game. Chop zones are impossible to guess where it's going to reverse. But I'd say on the NQ, look for support. They could get continuation if they get good support. MK. Adding bookmap along with market profile will make the read easy. Oh, really? Easy? Is that the word you're looking for? You must be a millionaire. It's so easy. John Doe. I know it, MK. I'm just messing with you. I just always find it funny whenever anyone, particularly like online, frurus or whatever, talk about a piece of software and go, "Oh, it makes it easy." Really? Easy? Maybe a little bit easier. But I don't suspect anyone on earth finds it easy to read the market intraday. All right, well, bigger picture for the day. If the bulls can't get above halfback here, I start to get more bearish that they want to take the market lower. In a chop zone like this, they should be able to pass through that halfback pretty easily. Coffee addict, go opposite of what people think. Too much fear in the current market. Generally, I agree with that, but that doesn't mean we can't just go sideways for a few days. It doesn't mean we can't just balance. All right, buyers, it's time. Poke through. Poke through that halfback. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Okay, so now does resistance become support? Does this node that we've been battling and battling to get through, does this now become support? To head up and test the resistance at the overnight low? FOMC tomorrow. Oh man, and CPI. Isn't CPI tomorrow as well? Tomorrow's going to be a big day. That's an even higher probability that today will be a boring rotational day if they're waiting for more information tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, we are 1 minute away from printing the C period here, which is where I say sayonara to all the freeloaders and start hanging out with the cool kids in the private stream. If you're not a member of the brigade, it only costs $10 to join. And you get to hear me give commentary just like this all day long. All right. All right, there you have it. At this point, obviously the market grinding around like this is building up to something, right? It's building up to break. My guess right now, if you put a gun to my head and force me to pick, is it wants to break to the upside. But if the C period gets below the B period low, then the market will be one time framing lower, and that to me would be very bearish. And I would look for the break to the downside to head down to repair the gap we left behind at 37.12. And of course, if the C period breaks the A period high, I believe we are heading to the opposite end of balance, which is pretty much like Friday's high. But it doesn't have to go there in a straight line, right? It might have to slow grind its way up there. So we'll just have to wait and see which direction does the C break the B, up or down. Good luck, happy trading, and I will see you all here tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.